out there. I said everyone out there. Hope you're doing well. This is your boy JustDaNorm. Today I'm going to focus on trying to show you briefly how to mix acapella vocals in Cakewalk. Now, I just released a video. All right. I don't know if you saw it yet or not, but if you haven't seen it, look at it. Excuse me, I might have to belch. Sorry about that. All right, hopefully you didn't hear that. I apologize. I'm drinking my Red Bull, got right here, and then I'm drinking some water. So I'm trying to stay energized because it's been a long weekend. I am in Cakewalk, and I recorded yesterday. It might not be the best recording, but let's start with having a good recording. Before you do anything with acapella vocals, make sure that you have a good recording. Make sure that you have the sound the way you want it to be. Make sure you have good output levels or good input levels. I'll put it like that when you're recording. Make sure your gain level is great. Make sure nothing's distorted. I'm recording on this Behringer mic. I can't even remember the model of it. This mic literally was like 3 mics for like $20 or $30 or something like that. So I love this mic, but this is not maybe the ideal mic you would record vocals on. Not for studio purposes anyway, but it still works. Now, to give you a full disclaimer, on this Cakewalk project, and this is a cover of Selfish, new single that just released by Justin Timberlake, and I love the song so much, but it also reminded me of Selfish by NSYNC. So any NSYNC fans out there, you may know what I'm talking about. And let me stop real quick just to make sure that I actually am live, because I hate to be doing all this talking and realize that nothing is working. So let's do a test real quick. You hear me, Nori? You on my thing? Am I on there? Are you looking at my thing? You on my thing? Am I on there? Are you looking at my thing? You saw me? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Good. I'm on Facebook too as well. I think I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, or X rather. And I'm on Twitch as well. All right, let's get some water going on real quick. Woo! So, when I'm recording acapella vocals, I'm not really worried about effects, anything like that. I'm not worried about tuning. I try my best to sing in key as much as possible. What's up, James? How you doing, man? I haven't seen you in forever, dude. How you been? Well, I haven't seen you at all anyway, but you know what I mean? I haven't seen you like on the streams or chatting anything in a while, so I hope you will. I try to make sure that I record the vocals the best that I can. I did this late at night, 12, midnight, 1 a.m., which is most of the time when I do most of my recording, because that's when kids are kind of in bed, sleep, and maybe my wife is asleep or on her way to sleep, so I can get some things done. All right, so let's just talk about the arrangement. So for right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't even named everything. I just went through and recorded. In my process, sometimes, you all, I don't start off by naming everything and trying to make it look all color-coded. I can do this stuff later on when it gets to mixing, and that's probably what I'm going to do now. So, excuse me, I still got those burps that have to come out. I apologize for that. So, track 1 is bass, okay? So, which is just my bass vocal. Okay, so you can hear that. It doesn't really sound like anything magical right now. And I might have to fix the tuning on that. I'm not quite sure, but okay, it's a baritone part. Okay, yeah, so this tuning on this bottom bass part, I mean, I can never really go that low when I'm trying to record it. I'm great. Have a new phone, iPhone 15, you go ahead, dude. iPhone 15. Well, I am on the 13. I think this is the 13, yeah. So, well, congratulations on that iPhone 15. I need to get one myself, so but I'll be upgrading soon. Every time I upgrade, I pass a phone down. So I started with my first iPhone was a 6 Plus. I was all into Galaxy before that, Samsung Galaxy. Then I moved to the 6 Plus, and then after I came from 6 Plus, I gave the 6 Plus to my oldest daughter, and then I got the XR. And then when I got the XR, I gave the 6 Plus to my youngest daughter. And then when I got the 13, I gave the XR to my oldest daughter. So every time I get a new phone, I pay it off and I just pass it down. And that's what you got to do. So I believe in trying to keep the phones working. My 6 Plus is still working, even though the screen is starting to go out on it now. But it's been working for a long time, as you can tell. So that's a good phone to have, man. You could do some recording, and especially, isn't it great how technology is now that you could just do this recording with no problem? Like, you can literally go to your phone, produce music, record the vocals in there, edit the vocals, like mix it, master it, release it, all within your phone device. So it's so crazy. All right, so baritone 1 and 2. So maybe I'll color code these. So let's do the bass. I'll just do it the darkest, and then I'm gonna do this. Shift. I think it's a hold down control. Let's pick a different color for that. There we go. So I'll put the baritone parts together. Even though all these parts are different. Do 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 do. Okay, let's start off like that. Okay. All right. So, and you have to think when you're recording this stuff, like whether or not you want to do different mixing with it. So what I mean by different mixing is because you can just say, hey, I want 4-part harmony, but I want it centered and I just want it under the lead vocal. Okay. Or you can say, I want 4-part harmony, but I want it stacked. I want 2 on this side, 2 of each note. So I can have 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 2 to the right for each note or each harmony part. Or I can just pan them, or I can do one like the bass centered, maybe the top note centered, and maybe the other notes kind of spread out. So you kind of get this sandwich basically with all the toppings in the inside, and then have the lead vocal and the bass be centered and the top note or the melody note of the harmony be centered. So, I mean, it's a bunch of ways you can go about doing this. I can record this stuff over again right now. All I did was record each note. I recorded one time, but normally I would record it twice, and then I would pan maybe hard left, hard right, or some variation of hard left, hard right. And it also just depends on how you want your backgrounds to be, which notes you want to be more dominant in your mix, because you can listen to different variations, different songs. Sometimes you might hear one note stick out more than others. Other times you might even not even hear the harmony. It's like you can feel it, like you can't really tell what happened. It's like, I know something just happened. What is this just popped up? Okay. Do you want to add this device? Okay. I think some other device is trying to add, and it's probably my game system. Anyway, but hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. Let's save what we got so far, because I don't want anything messing up. All right, so I'm going to go through, and, this is going to be very detailed as much as I can, so I'm going to explain everything that I'm doing. But right now, I'm just clicking, and I'm going to color code them. I'm not even really tripping off of what color they are. As you could tell, when I color code them, it also changes the waves, right? Changes the clips, so the clips look a different color. All right, and let's go ahead and name these two as well. So this is tenor. So I'll call it tenor 2. Sorry, my keyboard. This computer desk is very old. Speaking of very old, to the left of me, I have a screen. And you often see me looking that way because this is where I have my restream sitting at. Often when I'm looking to the side, I get distracted sometimes and I keep forgetting I have to look at the camera, which is right here. But anyway, this screen earlier just like act like it was going out, and I don't know what was going on with that, but I mean it went out, it like kept cutting off. So, but it's on right now, but hopefully it lasts for a little while. Otherwise, it's gonna be time to get a new one. This screen I bought from the thrift store, like right down the street. It was like $20, you know. So, and it's not even HD. It's not even 1920 by 720. It's like a totally different resolution, but it still works for what I needed to do. You said I try to do vocal and talk box harmony, and it's not easy to do. Yeah. Talk box is very hard to get set up, period, because, you know, it's like, you know, you got to get the vowels, and you put the tube in your mouth and stuff like that. That's why it's good when you have like apps or programs that can really help you emulate that. So harmony is not easy, you all. Let me give you a heads up on that. Some harmony comes natural to everyone. Some people can just hear notes. I mean, I hear notes all the time too as well. But like I said, I started with a reference track. Basically, I just put a little drum beat together. I put like the bass line of this song, and then I put what else did I put? Oh, that was it. Yeah, it was just drums and bass. And that was just so I can make sure I was in the right key, because the harmony part I can hear with no problem. And you kind of like when I'm at the piano's right here to the side. You can't really see it, but I can just kind of click on some notes and kind of figure out what I really want to do and then go about singing it. But sometimes it's kind of hard to do things, especially if you're trying to arrange it your own way. You know, harmony can go a million different ways. So, which is what I love about it. So let's see. We got tenor 2. We got tenor 1. You all cannot see any of this. Let's change the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, there we go. And somebody showed me that magical key thing. What was it again? Alt plus? Computer plus? Yeah. There we go. Magnify. That didn't do anything though. Let me see. That's not magnifying anything. Okay, hold on. Let me switch it around. What does it need to go to? It's supposed to be magnifying. Okay, there it is. So I've named it. Got baritone 1. Oh, hold on. Start. That's bass. Baritone 1. Baritone 2. It doesn't really matter which way you order these, to be honest. As you notice, I got baritone 1 here and baritone 2 there, but I got tenor 2 here and tenor 1. Really, yeah, I guess it should really be baritone 2. This should be baritone 2. Let's click that. And then we got baritone 1. And you're not seeing anything that I'm doing, though. I just realized that. Hold on. You're seeing what I'm doing, but I'm trying to show you. It doesn't show you. Hold on. Let me do this a different way. Okay, I gotta. What am I doing? Let me share the screen. Stop screen sharing. Sorry, you all. I want to make sure that you're seeing this the right way. So I need to share the window itself, which is what I thought. No, the entire screen. That's what I need to show. There we go. Share. There we go. So now you all should be able to see when I do that. Okay, James, you said, okay. What'd you say? Okay. Listen to Byron Chambers and watch his videos and try my best to do it. That's good. It's always good to study, man, because I'm always finding stuff. And, you know, like I said, there's no one way to do anything. There we go. Now y'all can see it. I can even zoom in some more. 300%. Yeah, there we go. Now you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So starting with bass, baritone. This is what I was changing, right? Yeah, I'm supposed to be putting that as baritone 2. Enter that. Then this is supposed to be baritone 1. Okay. Tenor 2, tenor 1, I don't even know what part this is. I forgot. This might be another note. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Okay, I'm just gonna call this like what should I call it? Alto? I call it alto. It says track 9. Yeah, it's track 9. All right. To be honest, sometimes I don't even really care to do all this. I'm doing it because it is good practice to go ahead and like make sure everything is labeled so you know where everything is. And I can even put the little pictures in here so I know what those are. I don't really worry about all of this stuff, but it's really good when you're trying to work with somebody else's project and trying to mix somebody else's stuff. But when it's your own stuff, you kind of know where everything is, right? Because you put it together. Track 10 is, these are, I'm going to call this background. What? I think this one, did I put it in right? Yeah. I'm trying to show this magnifying glass at the same time and trying to type. And then it's called as BKG2. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. And then here is track 12 is lead Vox. And then track 13 is low. Well, let's do capital W. And then we'll just say low Vox. Because really this is an octave, and I really could call it octave. And that is where I stopped at. But I have 2 more tracks down here because I might do some more things with this. Let me exit out of this magnifying. All right. Hide this. And yeah. So when we get all of that together, this is what it sounds like now. And I have this repeated a few times because I was going to make it a longer version of this, but for right now, I'm keeping it on. If I get jealous, I can't help it. I want every bit of you. I guess I'm selfish. It's bad for my mental, but I can't fight it when you're out looking like you do, but you can't hide it. No. Hey, Blue Turtle, thanks for that, man. Yeah, I want to start having you all. I want to start having you all like on the stream, like, you know. I keep telling myself that I'm going to set up an actual schedule, but I haven't done it, you know. And today, if you looked at my channel at all, you're going to see next few days, you're going to see some weird videos, some videos that really have nothing to do with this channel. But like yesterday, I posted a video. I found this old DVD of a band that I still kind of perform with sometimes when we do things. But this was like, I don't know, probably 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I don't know how long ago it was, but it might even been longer than that. Wow. And I found a DVD, and I was like, dude, I should upload this to YouTube. And it was the first time I ever uploaded a DVD to YouTube. I didn't even know how to do it. I was thinking I was going to have to convert it, and I was like, nah. But then I realized all you have to do is just copy and paste it. I was like, that's dope. So I did that, uploaded, and I have uploaded the first part of the video, but there's 2 more parts to that actual performance. Last night, it's absolutely awesome, even with no auto-tune or fix it. Yeah. Oh, well, thanks, James. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm trying my best not to do no auto-tune, but I am going to show you what I am going to do because I'm going to fix that bass part. Now, if you are one and you still have your free trial, what's the name of the software that comes with Cakewalk? I forgot. Oh, Melodyne. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. If you still have your free trial of Melodyne, your Melodyne still works. Mine was working for a long time. It was working for a long time until I got online and was trying to do something and updated the version of Melodyne. When I updated it, it messed my trial up. So, but it used to be the trial version. You couldn't use all the features, but after it expired, you still could go in there, and I still could go. Like, I can go to this, like, you know, one of these phrases, and I can change a note. But there is an app. Not an app, but I mean, there's a plugin with Waves. And if you don't like Waves, oh well. I do like the plugin. Waves Tune does allow you to go in and do that. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Because, yes, you want to make sure that it's in tune. You all professionals, they don't get it right on the first time. And if they're perfectionists, they might sing it like 25, 30 times before they get it. And then they might comp what they really like together. I didn't really do comp in here. What I just did was I did the harmony parts one time all the way through. You know, it's 4 chords basically. We're in the key of, what key are we in? We're in the key of F sharp major, but we're starting on the 4. So we're starting on B major, then we're going C sharp major, and then we're going F sharp major, going to the 1, and then we're going down to the 7, which is but in this case it's like a D flat or a C sharp over F, and then we're going to E flat minor or D sharp minor if you want to think about that. So you could kind of think of it in the key of F sharp major, or you can think of it in the key of E flat major. I mean E flat minor. I'm sorry, not major, but E flat minor. So once I knew that, then it was all about just recording it through one time. And then after that, you allow your brain to say, hey, why don't I do this note? Me, I love jazz, so I'm always a jazz, you know, I love to do jazz stuff. So I'm always thinking like, ooh, let's add the 9th in there, because it really doesn't have all that in there. But I did it. So, but thank you for that, James. Where am I at, you all? I haven't went live in so long. I feel so weird. Like, I know I'm talking to you all, but I feel like I'm talking to myself sometimes. All right, so we named everything that's relevant right now. Got different colors. I'm not going to worry about any of these parts down here. Now, whatever I do, I want to focus on getting the background vocals kind of where I want them to be. And I can do 2 things. One, I think for this particular version, I'm just going to use, I'm going to keep everything centered. I'm not going to really pan anything. I'm going to bring the backgrounds vocal because they're more like chords or supportive. But I'm probably going to put on a plug-in or something to make them expand because I want to get more depth to it. But I'm going to do that after I do a bus. So, but right now, let's get into this bass. And let me listen to this real quick. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Going to bounce a clip on these. They all be one thing. Hope this doesn't get rid of my so if I get jealous, I can't help it. Yeah, okay. All right. Say that. Always press Control S, please. All right, now this bass part. Let's put Waves Tune on it. Let's see. So insert audio FX. Then I'm going to go to, let's switch this back so you can see what I'm doing again. Then I'm going to put the Waves Tune on here. I'm really starting to get into Waves. I used to use Waves a long, long time ago, and they didn't have half the plugins they have now, which is so crazy. So a lot of the stuff I don't even know. I'll be like looking here and I'll be like, God, it's just too many plugins. Of course, I have the basic subscription. I don't have the most advanced one, but it's really nice though. I like it. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Oh, you know what? Let me put this back. Under here, when you click on effects, plugin layouts is what you need. So sometimes I switch back and forth, but I want to sort by category. I think that's what I need to do. Okay. Then I can do pitch shift, and then let's do Waves Tune real time mono. There's a bunch of them on here, and I got to remember. I don't know if this is the one that I have access to. Some of them you don't have access to with the free one. It'll let me know. But okay, so this is the Waves Tune. Is this the one I'm looking for? No, this is not the one I'm looking for. Okay, the one I'm looking for, you can actually write on the notes. Okay, so not that one. All right, but that does work too as well. But I prefer just to kind of fix the notes rather than put auto-tune on it, even though auto-tune is the thing. Everybody loves it so much. What is it? Tune, waves tune, mono. Maybe this is it. Waves tune LT. Waves tune mono. Let me see if this is it. I can't remember. Okay, so this is one I don't have access to. You can see it because it pops up and it says you don't have access to this. So I would advise you not to use those. Whenever you install that Waves, subscription or whatever, it installs all the plugins. I probably need to go through and just disable the ones that I don't have. And one day I'm going to go through and I might make a long video just going through each plugin to figure out what it does. LT mono, I think is the one I'm looking for. Yeah, there we go. So, all right, let's solo this. Okay, I gotta find out where it is. So it's writing it in right now. I go I can hardly hit that. That's that low E flat. Whew, I was like, I can hardly hit that. Oh, auto-tune access? Yeah, I've got auto-tune access, man. And let me tell you about auto-tune. Nothing against auto-tune and Arteris, because I've been using them forever too as well, like a long time ago. But I don't know. It's like something about it. It works great. But every time I turn around, my license is like deactivated and I can't use it anymore. So I always have to keep contacting them. Like every time I update Cakewalk, I haven't tried it with any other DAW, but it's like every time I go to it, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't find your license. And then I'm like, I have to go through email. But Antares is very cool. Like customer service is really good. That's not even a thing. Really good. Okay, they do really well with like getting back to me like real quick, and then they normally fix it. But it's like I have to do it like I feel like I have to do it like 3 or 4 times a year, man. It's like I bought this plugin through Was it through Lander? Through Lander? Yeah, through Lander. It was like, you pay like $5 a month to pay for it, and then once you buy it, it's yours. So I think I've paid it off now, but it's like every time I have trouble with it. But I do like it. It's very simple to use. I mean, especially that one because it's just like the basic one. But yeah, definitely. I might even pull it up on this one. We'll see. All right. So I know. Can I zoom this in? I wish I could make this bigger. I'm like, can't. Nope. Okay, it doesn't expand. I love expandable plugins, but this is not one of them. All right, so you're not going to be able to see kind of what I'm doing, but you are. So let's see. We need to be. Okay, I'm on C sharp. Okay, so I did it right here. So it should be F sharp. So this part right here, can I drag? I forgot how you do it. Drag it down. No transition, speed. I need to change the color on this. It's like hard to see this thing. Let me see, default settings. Let me see. I was able to drag it down. Let's see, which tool do I need? Is this the one? Nope, this tool. Some of the tools are not even working. Okay, yeah, you could just drag it down. So let me see. Okay, I'm not worried about that little slide. That's cool. Ooh, I thought I just fixed it. Is it gonna do it again? Okay, let's see. Did it change this time? C sharp. All right, so do. Okay, so it should be F. And You all, I'm hoping I'm doing this right. I haven't really used Waves Tune like that in a while. I do love it though. Do. All right, let's drag this part down. Can I drag this down? Oh, I got to zoom in some. Let's zoom in a little bit. Can I cut like? There we go. It's down to the E flat. It was a do. That's what I should be. I'm still like, let me see. Can I tell you how many cents I am? Yeah, do. If I can't get it the way I really wanted it, I will put auto-tune on this part. But oh, dang. Hold on. Let's do it again. Yeah, this is the most tedious part. So now you're gonna be like, dude, what the heck is he doing? It's gonna take forever. But yeah, this is how it is editing sometimes. Do. And the crazy thing is I can hit the note, but it's like weird. Whenever you're singing, it's like when you're hearing all the extra sounds, it's like it feel like it's always hard to sing. I probably should have sung this just solo. Do, do, do. So I can kind of hit it better, but I have to kind of do. I had to get that growl and do. But I'm going to tell you a secret. Check this out. Check this out. You're going to be like, dang, this is dope. All right, so look, I'm getting ready to copy this. No, I'm getting ready to duplicate this track. But I don't want the events. So, and this is going to be bass. But watch this. Watch this. Let's do, let me see, what's the note again? I can sing, look, I can sing the same note and change it, but watch this. Let's record right here. And shoot, I turned my drums off. But let me just hear this one part. Let's see, I just do it with this. I think I can do that. Solo that, solo that. Actually, let's just solo like a few of them. Let's do that. I'm gonna record this part again. Now, I had this on here last time to trying to block this sound some. But I'm not finna go down that low. I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna do that. Watch. And actually, I could have copied one of the other ones that did it. Now watch this. Watch this. Oop, I didn't mean to pop it like that. Watch this. Simple. Sorry, that's my filter. When I put it back, it bumps like that. Don't worry, I try my best not to laugh at you. Man, laugh at me. It's okay to laugh at me. This is what this is about. You know, if you can't laugh at a person while you're in the studio, then you're not having fun, okay? Being in the studio is all about laughing. All right, so anyway, this is what you're going to do. I'm going to change this. Now watch this real quick. Now, hopefully I can do it the right way, because otherwise I would have said it's going to be like, watch what? You ain't do nothing. All right, let's take the solos off. Let me just hear this one. And I can put that same thing here. Watch this. Watch this. I feel like Usher. Watch this. All right, so let me listen to it. Okay, I don't know what this was. Like I heard some extra weird stuff going on there. Let me see something. Okay, so we know the first part is cool. Okay, so I'm gonna split this. S. Press S, splits it. Let me turn this microphone back the way I had it. I think that's the way I had it. I be trying not to get all those pops, you all. I'll be those explosive. I'm gonna zoom in all the way in because I'm gonna crop this into 2 parts. Do. Okay, so I'm right here. Split that again. Uh-oh, I'll split something else. I don't know what I split. Be careful. Control Z is your best friend. Control Z. Remember that. Because you'll make mistakes and then you won't realize you made the mistakes. I got it set to automatically crossfade, but I don't know if I want to crossfade on it or not. All right, so I know this note. This is how they cheat, y'all. Now, you could do the same thing with auto-tune, too, as well. Or I can use the waves tune to do it, but I don't even need to do all that. All I got to do is just go to pitch it. So, So I'm starting on C sharp, right? I start on C sharp for that second note. And then I need to go down to F sharp, right? Down a fifth. So I need to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 steps, all right? Let's see how this works. Is it going to sound natural? We'll find out. Down 7 steps. Okay, transfer audio, Elastic Pro. These are some of the settings I really never really talk about. I'm going to put it on radius solo for bass. Let's see what that sounds like. Let's see. It sounds crazy. But there's another thing that there's another app that I have that I actually could change that tone so it doesn't sound like that. But I'm not really care about the tone. I'm not really tripping off the tone right now. I really want the bass note to be more of just like, once again, you feel it. You're not going to really hear it as much. You're going to just feel it more. Kind of like a sub bass. I might put a whole lot of bottom in that sucker too, so you feel it and you'll be like, damn, ooh, rattle the walls with it. All right, let's see. That's going to take some saturation. Control S. Let me see. Hold on. Control Z. Let's see. Let's go back to it again. Let me see if it makes a difference too. Do Elastic Pro, Elastic Efficient, Elastic Pro. Never really tripped off of what all that stuff means, be honest. Okay. Dude. That sounds crazy. Then we're going down to E flat, which is an additional. So this one needs to go down 7, 8, 9, 10, down 10. All right. I think I went down too far. Hold on a second. Let me see. I forgot I went down to B. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I changed it. So so this one really just needs to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8? Is that right? 8. Okay, I think it's 8. Sorry, yeah, I'm just, trying to figure this out. Yeah, sound unnatural. But yeah. Now normally the reason why it sounds like that is because of the tone. So there's a which plugin is that I like that normally can change the tone, and it's free. I think it's M-Auto Pitch. Yeah, I think M-Auto Pitch can do that. So let me see some. All right, so here it is. You know what? Dang, I forgot that. It's supposed to go down. I forgot that L sharp. Okay, so I'm supposed to chop this right here. It's a process to the mad science. I know you're all like, what the heck is he doing? Why are you doing this? Once again, I split something and I didn't click on it. Make sure you click on the clip first before you split it, because otherwise you'll split something else and you'll be wondering like, what happened to that thing? All right, so this should have been. This should have been So, yeah, so this is F. All right, so this needs to go down one more step. So, but keep this in mind when you're dealing with transpose. It's kind of weird the way it works. So, like I've already transposed it down 7 steps, this particular note. So I don't want to transpose down 8 steps because then it's going to transpose down 15 steps, really. So make sure you just go down. I need to do -1, one more down. All right. Okay, so there's a little snippet here that wasn't right. Let me fix that real quick. Actually, I could probably just crop this sucker. Let's just crop it. Split. Delete that. And let me see. Okay. Okay, so it needs this like right here. And then this can come back, I think. All right, so I mean, it's a little choppy right there. I probably could fix it where I can hold it. I just don't feel like doing it right now. Some parts, like, you don't have to worry about it being so perfect because when you start putting EQ on, you start doing like a lot of effects and stuff, it's going to get blended more, especially with compression. All right, let's do this real quick. Little trick that I learned. Let's highlight all of this, and then I'm gonna bring these down. If you press Control, all right, press Control on your keyboard, and then hold left mouse button down. Actually, I thought you got to do Shift too as well. So this will allow you to reduce the gain on it, or just bring it down some. Nah, I guess I don't want to call it gain, but just the overall volume. I don't know if that's cool. All right, I'll probably bring this down just a little bit more. And actually, let's go ahead and bounce this to clip as well. Split this right here. Get rid of that. And let's see. Should bring this one out some too. Okay. Bring it in some. About right there, maybe. And let's bounce this to clip. Is it a shortcut for bounce to clip? I feel like it should be. I probably could make one, but I just didn't. Now, let's do this. Press Control. Bring this down. So if I get jealous. Okay. All right, cool. It works. All right, and actually I didn't need this M-Auto pitch on there. But the M-Auto pitch would have been great for if I had split, like, say for instance I wanted to split that one part up, like the part where I actually did the processing with the transposition. I can put the transposition part on a separate track, and then I can put the, actually maybe I'll try that. I'm just trying new things, you all. So duplicate this again, but this time we want the events. All right, and then let's split this right there. Split this right there. Delete this part, delete that part. And then when this comes in, I can put, now you can also apply the effect directly to the track. Not like process it basically. It's kind of like printing it. If you're familiar with that terminology, print is basically printing it right onto the actual clip itself. But we're not doing that. We're going to do, I think that thing will work on it again. Pitch shift. Auto pitch, because this has it's kind of like a little altar boy, which is a great plugin too as well, but which I don't have. But this allows me to switch the format, so which is what I'm thinking about, is because it doesn't sound as natural. So that sounds, I mean, it sounds better. Does that sound better than this? Is a bypass on here? Yeah. Okay, so it might just be a one way to kind of give you a little bit more more clarity, you know. So yeah, we're not gonna worry about the width though. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that width. Okay, so that might help. I don't have to do that, but let's listen to it. That's much better. That sounds a lot more better. I mean, a lot more better. I don't know why I keep saying a lot more better. Well, if you can do that, I can do it because life is too short for negativity. You said, well, if you can do that. I don't even remember when you said that, James. I'm like, was this 15, 52, 3, 52? Oh, it was 1 minute ago, or a lot less than 1 minute ago. And I can do it because life is too short for negativity. You're right. Yeah, I don't need negativity in my life. I don't try to accept it either at all. And you shouldn't as well. I mean, it may be around you. It might approach you. It might even touch you a little bit, but don't let it consume you. Yeah, I like that. It just added just a little bit more nasality to it, made it a little bit more airy. Not airy, but I mean, just made it more. It felt more like it was me singing that low note versus singing boo. You know, it sounded like Darth Vader singing the song, basically. All right. I'm out of pitch. Waves tune. Did I still need this on there? So I really don't. Well, I can keep that on there. That's fine. Later on, I'll probably pan those basses, or I'll probably just leave it in the center. I don't know. So, yeah, that's cool with that. Now let's go to anything else that I need to do. Normally, when I'm dealing with tracks, you want to make sure that everything starts and ends the same, because otherwise you might have some issues. Like I know these two. Once you highlight them, then you can bring them where they need to be. And I think I'm going to keep those right there, so you'll catch the initial onset of the note. But like you can see down here, I don't know if you can't really see it, but like this outer part here, I kind of start a little late. So, but I want to make sure that if I don't want that accent, it do, you know, and then I can just do a slight fade on everything. Press on the first track, hold down shift, press on the last track, and then you can do your fade. All right. And I'm just fading ever so slightly. And it's a good idea too as well when you're dealing with the back end to fade that too as well. Okay. All right. And you can kind of hear that like stuff is like everybody's not starting on the same time. Now I can go through each part and I can say, hey, I want it to start the same. If you want it to start the same, then you can do some nudging. Yours might not be set up for that, but normally in edit, is it preferences? There's a part down here that's called nudge, in customization nudge. And it allows you to nudge, you know, whichever way you want to nudge. So basically sliding it to the left a little bit or sliding it to the right a little bit. And you can actually make this a shortcut, keyboard shortcut. Keyboard shortcut take a little while to come up. So I clicked on it, but it might not come up right away. So don't get twisted. It's going to come up. And then you can find nudge. Where's that? I can just click on where, let me see. Okay, locate key. Okay, key. All right. So I have right set to, what is right set to? Right I have set to nudge, and then I have left set to nudge. I'm not going to show you how to do all of this, but I mean right now, because this will take a long time. But basically, if you find a key, you can figure out what you want that key to be assigned to, and then you can create your own shortcuts, which is really good because then you can save it for the next time you come in, or you can export it. Like if you want to install it, like say for instance, you go to somebody else's house and they have Cakewalk, or or whatever DAW you use. And they have a DAW, and you've saved it, like you're in Reaper or something, you saved it, and all of a sudden you say, man, look, the way you got your shortcuts is jacked up. I don't like them. I like the way I have mine set up. Well, you can bring that with you, import it into their, computer, and then you can use your shortcuts. So that's always a good thing. I'm not going to worry about that right now because I don't want to mess anything up. But when I'm listening to these, like, I know that's cool. Those are fine. I want to make sure that the baritone part. So I can tell that the baritone part came in a little late. So I can do one or two things. I can just say, hey, I don't want to hear it. If I don't want to hear all of those do's, then I can just kind of fade this one in more. So you really don't hear it. Okay, you'll kind of hear the note, but you won't hear that do, correct? You don't want to hear the accent. What's the word I'm looking for? Let's see, the attack, basically. You don't want to hear the attack of the note. Then you can just do a fade in. Where the pitch will still be there, but you'll hear it come in subtly versus everything coming in do-do-do-do. That's what it'll sound like sometimes. Also, these two. Okay, same thing here. I might not zoom, but fade that in. Now, another step further is I might go through, and I've kind of bounced a clip, so I made this all one clip, but I might want to go through and I might want to make sure that each of these parts line up the same way. I'm not worried about doing that right now. This is something I'm just trying to show you how to do. I'm trying to get quick to the mixing part, but there's a lot of details to it. So it just depends on how fine tune you want. Acapella is a lot easier to get jacked up because you hear all the nuances of everything. You can hear all the cutoffs. Now, when you got music going in the background, you don't really hear all that stuff. Like, you can hear breaths and stuff, but you're going to hear breaths a lot more when you got acapella music. So you really got to make sure it's tight as much as possible. And let's see. All right. How we doing on time? What time is it? It's been 52 minutes. Okay. And I haven't really covered anything yet. If you're with me this far, and you haven't already, just, go ahead and subscribe. Might be grateful to me. That'd be wonderful. Got a new person that says, I recently subscribed, bro. How can I send you a direct message? Good content, by the way. Let me see if I got that in here. Let me see. Do I have a link? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so for social media, connect with me, linktree.JustDaNorm. Right, that's got everything on there. My Instagram, my Twitter, and all that good stuff. If you want to email me something, send me an email, JustDaNormLLC@gmail.com. I have a Facebook group. I don't really promote as much as often now because I'm never on there. I have many people message me through the instant messenger or the what is it called? Direct messenger? I forgot the name of it, basically. But through Facebook, many people will send me a message. Just give you a heads up. If you're a person to send me a message on there, just know that I have an automatic responder. And it says something like, hey, thank you for contacting me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. That is not me saying that, okay? That is the computer saying that, but it's saying that for me. So sometimes I may not even see the message until 2 or 3 weeks later because I don't really get on there like that. Best way to get in contact with me is send me an email. Speaking of, somebody sent me an email. And if you sent me an email recently, someone wants to collab. Somebody needs some music for their song. So, and I'm definitely game for doing that. I love collaboration as much as I can, So, yeah, definitely, please feel free to send me messages. I don't always get to them right away. I'm the only person on this team so far. Besides you all. You're all on my team too as well. But, yeah, so this is something I'm really trying to grow. And eventually I can get more people on a team to kind of help. So Yeah, good question. EAS custom apparel. Cool. Yeah, definitely send me an email. Okay, send me an email. Now, let me see. Where am I? Okay, I keep looking at stuff on my. When you get to looking at stuff on, like I'm on using Restream, but I get to looking at stuff and I be like, man, I'm like, I get infatuated, but then I keep forgetting what I'm really supposed to be doing. Okay, there we are. Let me put the chat back up. I should put the chat overlay on here. Let me see. Can I do that? Can you all see that? Let's see. New comments will display here. Maybe. I'll try it for now. No, I'm not gonna try that. Okay, because I don't want anybody to get, Sometimes it takes up too much space to have all this stuff up here. You all, I feel like I'm rambling. I'm trying to figure out how to get that quote off that I just put up. Let's see. Hold on. Captions. There it is. Okay. I couldn't remember how to take that off. I was like, where am I at? Chat. There we go. All right. Now we're back. So, well, let's Control S. Whenever you get distracted and you don't know what you did last, press Control S so you don't forget. And that way you have everything saved. So I have the bass is cool. Yeah. Now let's start. Let's create a bus for this. I'm not even gonna worry about the background or the lead vocals. I'm gonna say those for last because I like to start from the backgrounds. Like even when I'm starting the lead sing, it's cool to put down a scratch track, just so you kind of know how the song goes. But I really like starting with the background vocals first because I can get them good and tight. It's just going to make you sing so much better when you got those backgrounds behind you. All right. We want to add. Question. Should we add these to a bus? Should we send them to a bus or should we change them to a bus? And this is what I mean by that. This cable's in the way, but oh well. So if I press Shift, click on the first track, and let's click on the last track. Press Shift and hold Control so I can send these. Where is it at? Send. Oops, sorry, I can't see it again. Sorry, apologize. So hold Control down while you have everything highlighted, and then right click, and then you can do Insert Send. I can do it that way. Or what I'm going to actually do is not send, but I'm going to actually move all of them to its own bus. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, what am I looking for? Change the output. That's what I'm looking for. Output. And I'm going to change the output to a new stereo bus. All right. And if I did it right, while I was holding down Control, everything should be changed to bus D. Bus D is down here. Now, if you don't see any of your masters down at the bottom, just know they're docked or there's a pane that's being hidden. So just click the arrow and they will appear. There's a master, metronome, preview, bus D. I'm going to call this, let's just call it Choir Vox, I guess. I don't know. Choir Vox. All right. So what kind of plugins do we want to put on this? I'll let y'all pick. Those that are here, what should we put on this? Well, I can start with EQ. I can start with compression. I can start with reverb. What do you think? Let's start with compression. No, actually, let's start with EQ. I'm sorry. Should I do the Pro Channel EQ on it? Should I use just Cakewalk effects? What do you think? Let's do the Pro Channel. All right. And let's see. Got console bus on here. Leave that down at the bottom. We got a tube on here. Might leave that here. We got a compression at the top. Let's see. EQ wise, just going to do a high pass filter. Is it always cool to do a high pass filter? Do you really have to do one? Well, sometimes you can actually tell because if you have a microphone and you notice there's a lot of, you won't really be able to hear it when you're recording, but if you listen with headphones, you hear all this low rumble in the background, and you really wouldn't know that it's there until you listen with headphones. And then when you listen with headphones, you're like, dude, what is that? So I always think it's cool to put it on there. Now, question is, you can also do a low pass filter too as well. And the reason why I would normally do this is because if I feel like this is background vocals, I don't really need them to be real bright. I mean, this is not background vocals, but this is more of my choir kind of, and I really want it to be dark kind of sound. So, but right now I'm just kind of mixing by sight, not really mixing by what I hear. So, but let's listen. Now everything should be going to Choir Vox. So if I mute Choir Vox, and let's just mute these. Let's mute these real quick. So if I mute that, you'll notice you don't hear nothing now. Okay. This is with the EQ bypassed. Okay, so definitely darker. Now, when I'm thinking about acapella, you want to keep in mind that each of the notes has different characteristics. Like, okay, when I took out some of that lower end, now it's like my bass is not as dominant as it was before. It doesn't feel like. So listen again. Okay, which is why I say sometimes it's good to, do it by sight, but then sometimes it's good to just say, hey, leave well enough alone. And maybe I do want to roll off some of the highs, but not like so much that I'm losing all of the character of it. And maybe I want to bring those lows back some so I can actually add some, even though I'm doing that roll off or doing that high pass filter. I can actually boost some area of it. Maybe I want more lows right there. Okay, so I can dip it up some. Let's hear what that sounds like. Bypassed. On. And let's say, now I don't know how deep this is going to sound on here. Now, keep in mind, these are the Shure headphones, and I just got these. And these normally carry a lot of lows in them. And my Audio Technicas normally have more highs, more mids in them. So I'm getting used to these, but sometimes I can hear a lot of bottom in here, and I'll be like, oh, dang, that's probably too much bottom. On the other ones, I'll be like, whoa, I need more bottom. So, yeah, flat response headphones. Sometimes mixing the headphones can be very tough. So, but this is a good idea. But I know what I really want is I want that bass to be super fat. Okay? I want it to be super fat. So what can I do with that? Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a send. Should I do parallel compression? Okay. I'm asking you all. And I know you're probably like, dude, you're supposed to be telling us what to do. So I'm going to do a new aux track. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's do new aux track. Maybe. Just for these three. Okay, can I do that? Let's see. Press Control. Insert send. New aux track. Okay. If I did that right, all three of these should be going. They should all have a send. Good. All right. And then on this send, I'm going to add some things on here. Actually, I might add another EQ on this. Different EQ. Or should I use the Pro Channel EQ again? Let's use the Pro Channel EQ again. Let's just stick with this. And so I'm going to, you're going to be like, dude, what are you doing? So I'm going to do the quite opposite. I'm going to dip some of the highs and mids here. And I'm going to add some of those lows back in. But let's do a shelf. Low shelf. Okay. Let's hear how this sounds. Is it gonna make it too boomy? We'll find out. Do I have these soloed? I forgot. Do 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 do. All right, so while I'm here, let's go ahead and pan these. So I know I got those two. No, I think I said I was gonna keep these straight, right? I'll keep these in the center. Let me see if this is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing, though. Let's listen to this. Okay. All right. And this one, let's turn this track down a little bit. Okay. And this is cool. All right. Let's go back to this. Let's listen to it again. Actually, let's just solo this little part right here. Well, not solo, but let's loop it. Do 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 do. Okay, all right. So I kind of really did the opposite of what I was trying to do earlier. Like I added more bottom back in. I really was trying to take the lows away for the other voices, but I really wanted to add that bottom back in for the lower voice, for the bass itself. Do 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 do. Yeah, it sounds like almost like an instrument. It's crazy. All right, we're getting somewhere now. Let's go back to the main choir box. All right, so what else can we put on here? Let's see. Should I just keep it all Cakewalk plugins to make it simple for everybody? I know everybody doesn't have everything, so there's a lot of plugins that I do like, but Cakewalk has a lot of plugins that I love too as well. So let's go to the VX Vocal Strip. And I love about this plugin is that you can pretty much get a lot of characteristics out of this one plugin. So if you're not familiar with it, it does have a de-esser on it. So let's listen to that real quick. Do, 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 do. Okay, so the only thing about it now is that I forgot that this aux, I gotta send this also to the choir box. There we go. And then I think that's gonna do it. That might mess up things, but we'll find out. Good, now I can hear it. So what I'm trying to listen for is actually to find out if I hear any frequencies that are like, but I'm not gonna hear this because these are all dudes, so I don't really need it on here. So you don't need no de-esser on this. So that's one good thing about it. A doubler might help. Okay. Okay, that made it really, really big, and I kind of like that. It made it really big and full. So yeah, I might keep that on there. There's a compressor on here too as well. I might come back and do some compression on this, but let's see, because we got the EQ up here. We got the Pro Channel EQ. So let's look at that real quick. Is this the channel I was on? I think it is. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And now let's go to. I definitely want to put some saturation on it. Let's put compression on it. Let's see what this sounds like. You might hear the TV in the background, so sorry, y'all. Don't want the attack to be fast attack or slow attack. Long release. Okay. Okay, let's try that. What about a little saturation? What do you think? A little tube saturation? A little drive. Turn the output down some. Can't really decide if I like it on or like it off. I can't remember. I'm really not trying to say. Well, I'll leave it on just for a little bit, and I might not even need much drive, but I add it. It does add some characteristics that I kind of like, but oh, there's a gloss on here. Okay. All right, console emulator. Control S. Say this real quick. This is without. J Evo D. Yes, I got a question. Do you have any tips for getting True Peak and Loves right for streaming services? Yes. There are. Actually, that's crazy. I'm glad you just said that because I was just looking at some video. I don't know, some video somewhere. And Waves has a plugin that you can get. But even without Waves, there's a plugin called, and I'll put it on track 18 so you can see it. There's a plugin called, was it Ulane? I think it's called Ulane. Is it Ulane? Uncategorized. Yeah, Ulane loudest meter. So this is a free. It is free, right? Okay, there's a pro version of it too, but there's a free version of it. And this is used to help you kind of monitor what LUFS are and what your true peak is and where it should be. When you get into trying to, like, you know, once I get it mixed, and then if I want to say, oh, yeah, let me go ahead and master it, then I definitely would refer to this. I got to do a tutorial about how to use this. I've only used it a few times. You know, I've gotten so used to doing AI to master everything, and I'm not gonna lie, you all. Like, I mean, I've been a Lander fan long before they released the actual plugin that you can put into your DAW now. But I've been an online Lander fan forever. Just because mastering is it's a beast of itself. You can do it, but you really need to have the right speakers. Really, you got to have the right speakers or right headphones to really master, to get a really good sound. But this is, I have a song called. The only one for me that I released. And I have a whole tutorial series on how I went about writing a song, recording a song, mixing a song, mastering the song. And I talk about using the Ulane loudness meter so I can get the LUFS to where they need to be. This is what I found out. I don't know if you all know this or not. There is a big difference in sound between all the streaming platforms. And I mean, I never really realized this until recently. Apple Music, I think, has the best sound for their streaming platform. I could be wrong. There might be others, but I know that it's a big difference between Spotify and Apple Music. Apple Music tends to keep all the characteristics there. It seems like Spotify, and nothing against Spotify, I love Spotify, but it seems like they definitely bring your dynamics down. It seems almost compressed for some reason. And so I would just give you, heed your warning, the whole thing of getting your LUFs, basically getting your mix where you want it to be is, how do I put this? It's based on, of course it's based on, of course, the loudness, but it's also based on the perceived loudness. Things can sound louder when they're right in front of you, but also we hear things louder when stuff is around us. So, if something's, the vocal's directly in front of you, of course, you hear it, it's there. But when you hear like nuances, I think of like when you go to a movie theater and you hear all of the extra bells and whistles and everything's like spread out. It's like this whole dimension of sound, and that can make things feel louder because the feeling is there. So, but if you, I don't know, Jave, I'm talking around circles, and I don't even know if I answer your questions or not. But yeah, so I mean, normally, don't quote me, I think you want to get your LUFs to, what is it, -18, if I'm correct? True peak. So let me see. Will I hear this? Let me see if I hear it. So basically what you would do is you would put this on your master track, or your master bus rather. Let's put this on master. I could have just copied and pasted. Duh. Why did I do that? So let me add it down here. I just drag and drop it. So when I'm listening, right, it should play. Okay, so I can see my true peak is -7.2 decibels. My short term max is -18.6 LUFs. Okay. Now the cool thing about it is that actually I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Dang, I'm tripping. The cool thing about it is that you gotta remember what you're gonna say. When you get this, when you get it mixed and you start working on getting it to a certain amount of loudness. Like I said, give yourself room, because if you try to get as loud as you can get it, they're gonna squash it down. It's not gonna sound good. I mean, it'll sound good, but it's just not gonna sound like the fullest. Something about, like I said, Apple Music, I've been noticing. I can listen to all, Usher, everybody that's out like right now that's putting out new music. The stuff sounds so different compared to listening on Spotify, and I can have my little earbuds. I love my little Apple earbuds, but maybe that's why they work better with Apple Music. I don't know. But even though these aren't the actual real ones, it's just a message that keep popping up. Normally that pops up when I've got a game system through the TV that's plugged up to as well. So sometimes that comes in. But yeah, these little headphones, like or if you got your AirPods, you can listen to it on your phone. And I go through and I listen to different mixes, and I can tell, like, as soon as I go to Apple, man, Apple is bumping. It's like the bottom is there, the volume is there. When you go to Spotify, it's a big difference. And you could try that. Like, go to different platforms, like try Apple, try Amazon, and just listen to the difference between the mixes between the two. I don't know why this keeps popping up now, but no, I don't want to add it to the device. I don't even need that device. It just keeps popping up because it's plugged in the back. And y'all playing a game? Is that what it is? Yeah, that's probably why it keeps coming up, because they're playing a game. But Jay, did I answer your question at all? So I don't know. But yeah, like I said, once you get that, try to work on getting the saturation, getting that body. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep coming up. I need to unplug that thing from there. It's gonna keep coming up. I don't know why, but. You need to get it to a certain level. Use this, like I said, it's free. You can check it in stereo, you can check it in mono, It even has surround sound. The Pro version has Dolby Atmos. Of course, if you get the Pro version, you better do that too as well. And then you can get it. You know, you can check with each of the. You can do A/B. Well, that's with the Pro version. This is really cool software. I really like it. And what's another one? I think Wave. Like I said, Waves has one too as well. I think it do. Let me see. What is it called? Categorized vocals. No, I don't even know where it is. Spectral Pan. That's a good plugin too as well to use. Somebody remembers in the comments, like, what's the name of the plugin that they have? I just saw a video about it, and I was like, okay. Anyway, I'll find it another time. I don't want to hold you all up with that, but get that, and that can help measure your love, so that way you can get it where you want it. Then after that, it's all about just, you know, getting the body, because you can have a sound, you know, like I said, the song that I mixed and mastered that I released, it's on Spotify and everywhere and stuff like that. The only one for me, JustDaNorm, listen to it, you know, listen to some of my music. I got more music coming out. I'm working on an album that I've been working on forever, seems like. And actually, I'm working on 4 albums that I'm going to release. I don't know if how far they're going to be, but I'm like, it's got to release music. You all release some music this year. Please make sure you release music. Don't sit on your music. Don't think that it's like, oh, it's not good enough. It doesn't sound. I don't even care if it doesn't sound like you really want it to sound. Get the song out, you know, get some feedback on it, and then go ahead and remix the thing and release it again. So just get the music out. Like, because otherwise you'll be like me. I recorded music when I was younger. I was, you know, I'm getting ready to turn 40 years old. I'm still young. I'm a young man, you know, but I'm getting to turn 40 in July. And I recorded so much music, like on tape. Like, I got tapes of stuff, cassette tapes, like recorded music on cassette tapes. I have stuff on floppy disk. I'm like, man, I recorded all this music and stuff, and I was sitting on this stuff, you know. And like I said, when I got Cakewalk, when I first got Cakewalk, me and my dad, he's a musician, and he has music out too as well. Big Dre, WMS, that's my father, and I love him so much. But we started recording things together, and I said, brother, you are helping this afternoon, so I can't help it. I'm a church guy. Well, I'm a church guy too as well. You know, hey man, shoot, that's powerful service earlier, but like I'm with my dad, and we started recording a long time ago, and I remember like one of the first songs that he helped me record was a song called Unconditional. I never released it, you know, partially because it wasn't finished, you know. I love the instrumentation. I'm very simple. I love the vocal production. It was just one of those times where I really wanted to sing it a certain way. And my dad was like, yeah, just sing it this way. I kind of did what he said, but I was hearing something different. So now that I'm more mature and I understand music more, and I went to school for music and all that good stuff, I can kind of really do this thing the way I really want to. But just don't sleep on your music. Like, get it out, because I'm like, I promise you, it's going to touch at least one person. You know, no matter what type of music you do. Now, it's going to touch them. Now, I don't know what way it's going to touch them. It might touch them in a good way. It might touch them in a negative way. But I hope not a negative way. But I hope that someone's like, you know, rocking with your music, you know, grooving. You know, if you had at least one person in your city, in another world, not another world, but another country, grooving to your music, everybody in your circle could be like, your music sucks, dude. Your music garbage. But it can be 10 people that are in, you know, Ethiopia or some other continent, or not a continent, I'm sorry, some other country. I'm saying like continent, Africa. It could be in, you know, Europe. It could be somewhere else. And they might be like, dude, I love this song. And they might think you like Michael Jackson. But you might not have the money of Michael Jackson, but somebody can really get touched by your music. So make sure y'all release some music. Like I'm doing the same thing. I'm working on, what's the name of the song? I'm working on a song called Octagroove. I kind of shared it in maybe 1 or 2 of the videos. I've really like started going back into like doing some instrumentation, and I'm like on fire for that song, and I want to finish it so bad. But then I'm thinking, like, should I release it, or should I just like finish it and then just hold it until I release the whole album? But I think I'm going to release it soon. You gave me some extra background on loudness that helps, but I'm trying to master and do you know, things that can help decrease or increase LUFS or a true peak. Okay, got you. All right, so things that can help increase the LUFS is saturation is one big thing, and there's many plugins that you can use for saturation. Like what I'm using the saturation. Okay, where am I at? I forgot where I was at. So like I'm using on this. Is this it? Yeah. Okay. So I'm using like this tube that comes with Cakewalk that gives some type of saturation. Console bus gives some type of saturation. Overall volume level, gain level can increase LUFS too as well. But like I said, you don't want to increase it to the point where it's distorted. So how do you get your LUFS to get higher in sound without having it distort? Compression is another thing. Like multi-band compression will help too as well with that. Cakewalk has a multi-band compressor that you can use. Actually, let me see something. Can I save this? Do y'all mind if I take a detour? Can I take a detour? If that's okay? I mean, can I come back to this? Y'all gonna still be here for a little bit? Because I really want to offer some input. Let me see if I have this project on here so I can show you what I'm talking about. What's the name of the song, though? I said the name of it, but I forgot. Like, where is that? Let's see. Okay, test. Okay, never step. 500. Tennessee samples. Auto tune. Getting. Okay. Quantize golden. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to be able to find what I'm looking for. Import. Okay. Maybe this is what it's called because that's what the song was originally called. Okay. While it's loading, I think hopefully it loads because I haven't pulled up this project. Let me show you what I mean for is like trying to get the LUFS where I want it. There's a lot of different things to get it louder, you know. And getting stuff loud is not that's what I wanted to say. A limiter, that's another thing. So if you want to deal with if you want to deal with limiting, and what limit says is that limit says is that when I get to a certain threshold level, anything above that threshold, I want you to just chop it down. And the main things that have this issue, which is the reason why you can't get your music loud enough, is drums. Drums have the attack, and the attack make it peak. So you want to be able to duck those peaks. So you kind of chop off the peaks a little bit. Compression on drums is okay. It's not as I want to say noticeable. That's not going to mess up the true sound of your recording like it would be if you was over compressing vocals. So, but you want the limiter to say, hey, when you get to a certain level, chop that off. And then if you chop that off, that allows you to bring the whole entire mix up, which will allow you to get a louder sound or get more LUFS, basically. Let me switch this back. And, okay, so is this it? This don't look like the project. Okay, this is not it. This looks like music. This is just music. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to find what I'm looking for. I was trying to show you. Hold on, I can show you. Hold on, let me see. On the Pro channel, insert module, there is, what am I looking for? Is it this? PCA2A leveler? Is this what? Is the one I'm looking for? Yeah, like a leveler. I use this, which is, yeah, where is it? Okay. I wish I could like maximize this thing. I cannot maximize it. Here, let's do this little zoom in real quick. Oops, that's not what I was trying to do. Computer plus. Okay, is it gonna pop up? There we go. So here, let me take this down some because like it's too big. You can't even see it. On this plugin, this is a PCA2A. Okay, like the LA2A, basically. It's a compressor, but it's also a limiter. And I use this on that song, the one that I released, to kind of say, hey, when you get to a certain level, I need you to reduce the peak. And what I mean by peak is wherever, like I said, mainly is drums. Drums will hit. Poof, ah, poof, poof. Every time that bass drum hits, or the snare, sometimes you'll get the little spikes. And then so you're saying it, you can switch it to limit, or you can switch it to compress. So when it's in limit mode, it's set on gain reduction, which is GR, which is what that stands for. All right, and then you can do a peak reduction. Now, this is something you got to play around with. I can't, there's no like, oh yeah, just turn this to 40 and then you'll be good. You have to play with it, and which is what I had to do. And then, even though I got my song mixed the way I wanted it to sound, it's clean, sounds clean. I would still go back and remix it and remaster it because I want more bottom end on it. And I really didn't mix it to have a lot of bottom end. I mixed it to be more open, more popish, kind of like music that's out, today. Like pop music, basically. A lot of pop music doesn't have a lot of bottom in it. And what I mean by pop music is like, EDM, rock, under that category. Not like R&B pop, but... So this is one of the good plugins. Like I said, if you got Waves works too as well. There's a bunch of plugins in there. Let me see what else is in here. Click on. I go to the bottom, to the top. This is weird to try to use. This a magnifying glass. It's crazy. But I hope you all can see it. And I can right click, insert module. And you got concert emulator. Like I say, saturation helps to really make things sound louder without really getting them louder. So you want the ideas. You want to get to a certain luff, but you also want it to feel even louder, but you want it to still be tamed where it's not peaking or anything like that. Saturation knob is really good. That's a really good knob. Tape emulator is another saturator that you can use. Style, then we got space, smoother, shaper, pulse, max. Okay, transparent track leveler and compressor for everyday use. So this is good if you want to get a level. This is another leveler, which is kind of like a limiter, basically, to get more volume out. And once you add these things to, once I really get done, I'm gonna work a little bit more on this track to show you how to mix it, and then I might do something like a short tutorial, just how to master something very simple like this acapella. I have a song, not a song, but I have a rendition. Yeah, what's up, honey? Yeah, I'm getting ready to order that. Are you going to the store? You gotta get a money order. You sure? I'll do it tomorrow. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's okay. I'll get it tomorrow. Huh? I don't know if it does or not, but I'll get it tomorrow. Yeah. It is. It is the best place to do it. That's okay. I mean, I got time. It's not for me. Huh? This says they're open. Okay. I got to let me see. I got a feeling they're open. Okay, anyway. Trying to get a money order for my in-laws so we could pay their rent. I'm still live. You know that, right? No, I'm live. My wife says hi. Hello. No, I think I don't know. I got a feeling they're open. I think I went on a Sunday before. You'll check when you get there. You're gonna be like, oh, they was open, and I'll be like, all right, okay, do that. Okay, sorry about that, you all. You know, okay, I'm gonna get off here soon because I've been on here long enough. But nothing against. Yeah, I gotta get some food for the kids and do some things. All right. I didn't see this, James. Okay, it's okay. Man, I've been dreaming about First Gospel CD. I really want to put it out there for everyone to hear. We'll put it out. What's the problem? Put the song out. Put the album out. Put that thing out there. Look, today's music, and nothing against today's music. This is not a knock on today's music. But today, everybody's putting out music. Shoot. You ain't even got to be a singer. You be like, you ain't got to be a musician. I mean, not saying no, let me take that back. Let me retract that. I don't want to get nobody offended. You don't have to be an educated musician. You don't have to be a musician that knows how to play keyboards to sit down and record an album, because people are recording albums left and right. Samples have got so diverse. I mean, shoot, I got a track in here that I was like working on. I was like, dude, this is fat, and I mean, it wasn't nothing I recorded. It was just something I found, and put it together. So that's what's good about it. Let's listen to this again. I feel like I just messed up some stuff when I was on here because I kept showing other things to do. I hope I didn't. I forgot what it sounds like. What I like to say is that I'm not peaking yet. So, and sometimes when you get to adding too many plugins, of course, you have to adjust your gain level and stuff like that. But right now, I'm still sitting comfortable. I'm sitting basically right around -6 to -9 decibels, somewhere around there. Well, actually around between -12 and -9 decibels for my master. My gain is there. Sometimes to compensate for that, I'll turn my gain down some, and so that way it doesn't peak. Or you can just bring your tracks down, period, as well. So now I've got all of that. I can add delay on it if I want to, and I like it. Can sync it. Do I still have this? Is this on a loop? You hear that delay? Well, that's crazy. It's like you couldn't really tell it was on there as much as it is. It's on there thick. And just a cut off of it. Just a filter of it. Okay, and just the feedback. I don't have to have it feedback that much. I can bring the feedback down. It's a bunch of stuff you can do on this one plugin. I love this plugin. Okay, that's saturation coming out. Make it really saturated. Bad saturation coming in. Okay, so You know, so now I got that, and it's sounding really, really loud now, and your ears are probably getting hurt, and my ears are starting to hurt too as well because I got it so cranked up and loud. I'm gonna turn it down some as well. When you want to make sure you do gain, not gain matching, but matching level wise, because you want to hear the difference, but you don't want it to be like, oh yeah, it sounds great because it's loud. Everything sounds great when it's louder. So don't let your ears ears deceive you, not perceive you, but deceive you. What I like to do is when I'm listening to this stuff, I like to really go down and turn my volume down in my headphones so I can really hear it. Like, okay, what am I listening to? So I bring it down, you know. If you bring it down really low, you can tell like, oh, you know, this note is sticking out more than the other notes, or you can say I can't really hear this note. I still haven't done anything with panning. Haven't added any like real effects. I got the delay on there, but I will add some reverb on there. And let's add, what kind of reverb should we do? The reverb? Sure, why not? I'm glad you said something about that. Reverb, okay. Reverb by Cakewalk. All right, is amazing reverb. So it just depends on what you want to put it on. Do I want this to be dark, like chamber? I can change the pre-delay. I can change the EQ of it. Change the spread of it. And you're probably asking me like, okay, well, so what are you doing on this? And, you know, and how are you doing what you're doing? Oh, man, look, I'm going to tell you something. Well, not just man, but anybody who's listened to this after today or today. When I get on here, I'm not looking at like, okay, let's make sure that this percentage of this, blah, 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 blah. I'm not looking at statistics, numbers, or anything like that. I'm just listening to the sound. And a lot of times I can't tell you exactly what I did to get what I did, but I'm just moving stuff until I hear what I kind of like. And then if I like it, I'll keep it. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay there because I might change things later on. Let's see. So on more bottom, I could change the low cut down some. Okay, sounds like it's almost feeding back. That's crazy. I heard it now go do do, and maybe I don't really want that much reverb. So then I might say, oh, you know what? I like the way it sounds, but I really don't want that much. Okay, and then I might say it, add a little bit more back in. All right, and then yeah, it's starting to sound the way I want. And then after that, I might say, hey, let's add a compressor on, like underneath that. Question: did I put a compressor back on here? I forgot. I know I had a compressor on here, but did I do? Oh, I forgot I had that leveled on here. Take this out underneath there right now. So I can add a compression directly on the track, or I can add it underneath that. Let's see what kind of compressor I want to put on there. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I inserted another bus. Control Z, Control S to save. That's what we got so far. And insert audio. And let's do, is it dynamics? Multi-band compressor. Could do a multi-band compression on it. It's gonna be in Sonitis, multi-band. Where is it at? Is it not on there here? I forgot where it's at. This is why I categorize it by types, because sometimes I can never find what I'm looking for. EQ. Nice equalizer. Mastering. Modulation. Other? No. Spatial. Stereo. Surround. Tools. Uncategorized. Okay. Let's do this. Plugin layouts. Sort by manufacturer. And then I can go to Cakewalk. So audio fix. Cakewalk. Sometimes it's hard to find the plugins, you all. Okay, I might cut down some of the mid some. You can really hear the difference when I bring the highs and high mids up. It's weird. I almost feel. It seems like I feel like that noise on the track. Maybe I am. I don't know. It feels like I'm hearing like a record player. Oh, I forgot the biggest thing I meant to say. Whenever you're working on stuff like this, you start dealing with a lot of plugins. Please make sure you go to Edit, Preferences, and make sure you, if you're using ASIO drivers, go to driver setting, ASIO panel. Make sure you set your buffer size up higher. It's just gonna make your job a lot easier when you start dealing with mixing, because that's when you'll start getting like audio dropout experience and stuff like that. I'm not recording anything right now, so I don't really need my buffer size to be real low like that. But when you're dealing with a lot of effects, make sure you raise it high. It'll make it sound better, especially you start hearing a lot of pops and stuff. Okay. All right, so it's really, really wet. Really, really wet. I might not even have it that wet in the long run, but I'm going to, what I'm going to do now. So I said I was going to keep those pretty much centered, but this background part, let's listen to these real quick. Jealous, happy. I definitely know that I'm going to add these to another bus. Okay. Gonna right click on them and I hold control. Right click. No, not send. I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to do. Master output, and I'm going to change this to. I created another bus already, but I guess, yeah, okay. I'm creating another stereo bus. If I did them right, all of them should be set on bus E. Bus E is going to be, just going to call it background Vox. Sorry, you hear that keyboard because this little keyboard stand makes all that weird noise. Oh well. Background vocals, right? And to keep this simple, I'm just going to add. What should I add on this? Nothing. I do need a de-esser on this. I might just add that same thing. What's your best advice for someone who wants to produce? Etkin Busby. Hopefully I pronounced it right. If I did not, I apologize. Best advice for someone who wants to produce. How deep of an answer do you want, Etkin? Do you want the simple answer that you probably heard before millions of times, or you want the real deep answer? My best advice for someone that wants to produce, the simple answer is just to do it. Now, to get more advanced into that, to details of the answer, ask yourself what kind of music you want to produce. So that's the first question I would say. It's like, yeah, what do I want to produce? What do I see myself doing musically? And then ask yourself, are you the artist? Do you want to be the artist that produces their own music, or do you want to be a producer that produces music for other artists or for artists? Once you know those things, okay, very deep. Okay. So when I started producing music, it's a development, right? So short, brief history of me. This will kind of lead into your question, into more answers or deeper answers. That, okay, like I said, come from a musical family. My dad was always in bands. He played guitar, he played piano, he played several instruments. I came up playing drums. I started playing drums 6 months old, getting on the snare drum, hitting it with the stick because they would have rehearsals and I would always be infatuated with music. Eventually, I started playing professionally 7 years old. I would start making money playing drums, all right? And then it wasn't until I was like 9 years old that I started playing piano, all right? I didn't get formal training, even though my dad played keys. My dad he wasn't even the one that taught me how to play keyboards. That's the crazy thing, is I found out on my own. I taught myself, the analytical mind, basically by going into MMT8, Elise's MMT8 data and trying to figure out what his chord progressions was for his songs. I knew my way around. I knew my notes on the keys, and that's how I figured it out. When I started producing songs, they weren't always as pleasant as I wanted them to be, okay? Because you got to start somewhere, right? I think the platform for today's music, and I keep saying today's music, but I mean like music right now, is much easier to produce music than it used to be. And I'm getting tired of this thing that keeps popping up. All right, I got to unplug it. When you have a USB cable, sometimes the cable gets loose and then it keeps coming on and coming out. That's why that message keeps popping up. So, and they got this TV on, so that's probably why it's still showing up. Matt, I'm not going to pronounce your last name because I don't want to mess it up. So here's a suggestion. Before you produce in the studio, learn how to mix a band live properly, then head to the studio. Oh, you're so right. You're so right. And Matt, to piggyback off of that, that's where I spent most of my time mixing it, was live, basically. Like I said, me and my father, we recorded, but we also did live sound. So I used to go around and I do sound for festivals and things like that. So that's where I learned how to mix. Of course, studio is a big difference. It's a little different to mix in the studio. Live, everything is fast paced. You can shoot, sing. When you hear squeals and stuff like that, you just gotta move on it. Studio, you could be like, oh, I'm sorry, I recorded it. Oh, I messed up. It's okay, I can re-record it. And live, you can't. You gotta make the band sound as good as they can. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's the best thing. Production. Some of my most basic songs started off with just a drum beat. Whatever, and then I would just be like, boom, one chord. I don't even have the keyboard up that loud. Boom, and that might be it. And then I would be like, do I recommend Cakewalk? Yes, I recommend Cakewalk. No, man, I don't. I recommend whatever is easiest for you to use. What may be easy for me might be complicated. I can't even speak today. And this USB digital audio keeps popping up. Okay. I want you to use whatever you want to use. You do not have to produce in a DAW. You don't have to at all. You can literally sit down, get you a little, if you got a phone, iPhone, something like this, get you one of those little iRigs, plug it into your keyboard, if you got a keyboard, or your guitar, and you can play your guitar, and you can record straight into here. You can use your voice notes to record. You know, you can use your cell phone to record the video of it. Any type of thing that produces sound, it doesn't matter if it's a DAW or if you're doing it video format or audio format, whichever format you're doing, it's still producing song. Basically, you know, production is anything that's sound. Anything that's sound that you have brought apart. Now, we got different meanings of production. The old school meaning of production meant that you were the one making the sound. So either you were playing the sound on the keyboard, piano, bass, you know, saxophone, whatever, or you were the one that put together the unit that performed the sound. So I'd be like, hey, you got a song to do, all right? I cannot play music at all. I can't play No, that's assuming this. I can't play keyboard to save my life. Let's assume this is the case. I can produce songs, though, because I know what a song should sound like. So I need a drummer. I need a guitar player. I need a bass player. Bobby, I need you. Susan, I need you to play this flute part. Whoever, you know, you grab people and you put it together, and then you work with the artist and you say, hey, look, what's the sound you're looking for? As a producer, you're supposed to know sound. Okay, so I put it like that. And what I mean by sound is not, you know, you don't have to know how sound works, but I mean, you should know this is what a reggae sounds like. This is what a, you know, calypso sounds like. This is what a 12/8 blues or a 6/8 blues. This is what a shuffle sounds like. This is what a jazz ballad sounds like. You know, these are examples. So from your musical experience, you get to produce what you want your sound to sound like. Does it mean that you need to know how to play an instrument? In the old days, yes. Today, no. You don't really need to have to. You just have to know how to put stuff together. You need to. It does help to know, you know, your theory, some type of theory. Okay, at least know what key the song is in, or what, you know, because a lot of people put samples together, and the samples might not even match up. They don't match up tempo-wise. They don't match up key-wise, and that could be one of the worst things ever. You put something together, it doesn't match up tempo or key-wise. It might sound cool to you, it might sound a hot mess to everybody else. I love Cakewalk, but it is not the only DAW that I use. It is a primary DAW that I use. I've used GarageBand. I've got one song that I produced in GarageBand, you know, at the time, because I didn't have my computer up and my computer had crashed and I had to put a song out. I wanted to do it, and I did it in GarageBand. Use whatever you can use. Plugins and add-ons are infinite. If you have a little experience, master what you have, then move on from there. Yep. You can spend and waste thousands of dollars on plugins that you never really learn how to use. Exactly. And the crazy thing about it is that you can take one plugin and get a million different sounds out of that one plugin. All right. So think about this. This VX64, it's free. Comes with Cakewalk. It doesn't. I don't even know if you can use this. I don't think you can use. But you can use this in other DAWs too as well, because most of the times, any of the plugins, VST plugins, you can actually use them in other DAWs. So like I was able to go into. I did a video on what's the name of it? I forgot the name of the program. Wave something. Somebody tell me. I remember. Traction's program. I did a video on that. I was able to use some Cakewalk sounds or VSTs inside there. So that's cool. You can always use the VSTs wherever you go. If you got one software that's got free sounds or free VSTs, instruments, you can take those and use them in other ones. It should work, hopefully. This one plugin has 5 sections, right? Yeah. Is that right? Yeah. And then you can route them different ways. So like you got the de-esser, which is here. You got the, compan, you got the equalizer, you got the doubler, and you got the delay. I can route these anyways. I could put the delay first and then put the EQ last. I got saturation. I can bring in. I got saturation. I can bring out. I can adjust the output. I can adjust the EQ of it. Every time I tweak something, a sound changes. So you can literally take one plug-in and you can use that on your whole entire mix. Or you can use it on each individual instrument. You could say, look, hey, bass drum needs more bottom. Put the tube EQ on there. You can boost the tube saturation of it. Or you don't need a saturation. There's many plugins, not plugins, but there's presets that come in here. You can save your own presets. That's pretty much what a whole lot of plugins basically. So yes, it's cool to have all the plugins because you see people have them. You look at videos, everyone has it. But let me see like one video where somebody takes one sound. I want to do it too. It's a challenge. I'm going to do it one day. One sound, a sound that I make with my voice. Take that sound, sample it, edit it, tweak it, and create a whole song out of that one sound. Everything, like, all the instrumentation, drums, bass, guitar, whatever, out of that one sound. I can do it. It's easy to do. It's just a matter of doing it. So, and then taking one plug-in and say, hey, this one plug-in, I don't really care. I'm going to use this one plug-in on everything. Like, it's going to be sporadic, because think about music of yesterday, because I call it music yesterday. Back then, you didn't have the luxury of having 1,000 plugins that you can put on each track. If there was a reverb, originally plate reverb, it's one of the reverbs that you may use on any of your songs. Such a beautiful reverb. We have emulations of it, but originally plate reverb was 2 plates. They was in a room, and those plates, they would shake, they would vibrate, they would have a mic in there to capture that sound. They would blend it into the signal. You had to get it right. You can put so much of that signal in there. But once you got it, that was it. You couldn't be like, hey, shoot, let's, can we change the size of the place right now? No, you've already recorded it. It's already written to the tape. And, there's not much you can do with it. And I was looking at a video that someone did talking about Elvis, like how they originally got the tape delay. You would have 2 tapes, 2 reel-to-reels. One reel-to-reel would be the direct signal. Another reel-to-reel would be so many milliseconds late, and that would give you that tape delay. But everything would be going into the one signal. So, but then you can adjust like how late it was, but you had to get it exactly right, and you had to record it. And that would go on whatever tracks they wanted to go on, like whatever. So if you had one reverb, that reverb would be on all the instruments. It wouldn't be like, oh, I'm sorry, on the lead vocals, I want to use the Waves plugin, and I want to use Fab Filter on this. You can't do that. You had to just like choose whatever you had. So try that. Like this year, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna make a song, one sound. Or it can be one plugin. Like maybe you want to use, Control Complete or something like that. One patch from there. Let me take this one patch. Let me record it. This patch is keys. Okay, cool. Let me shorten those keys. Let me make those keys sound more lo-fi. Let me make that lo-fi note that's really a keyboard sound like a bass drum. Let me mix it that way so it sounds like a bass drum. And then let me create a whole song out of just this one patch. I like that type of stuff, which is the reason why I like acapella vocals so much, is because it's a lot that you can do. I did a remake of Rain, which is SWV's song. All right, pretty song. I love the song. Brian Alexander. Can't remember his middle name. Brian. It'll come back to me. Brian Alexander is a songwriter. Beautiful chord progression. I took it and I changed it some and I made it my own. I put my own little twist to it. And I remember when I was working on it, I like going back to the question, how you produce. So like when you think about producing music, like you talking about instrumentation, you talking about vocals, how I produced the vocals was I sat down and I had a notebook and I said at the keyboard and I said, this is what I want my tenor note to do. And I wrote all the notes out, not the notation. I just wrote out the letter names, like, E flat, B flat, whatever. and I wrote them out. And then sometimes I had to write out the rhythm. Okay, that's one way to produce. Another way to produce, like I said, is you can get in here and I can literally come up with a beat, you know, or whatever. I can record that, and then I can you know, I can sing the bass line, you know, whatever. Try to fake some chords, a guitar part. You can do some harmony parts to kind of figure out how the songs. This is how I came up with a lot of songs, is by, you know, I didn't have this. I used to have a little, little tiny cassette tapes, little tiny cassette tapes. Put some batteries in there, press record. Next thing I know, I'd be like, yeah, pop, pop, pop. I even came across some of those tapes. Like I found like my old device. Like I didn't even think it would work, but I found a power supply to plug it up, and I found like a song, like 2 or 3 songs that I forgot about, Do whatever you need to do to get it done. Production is anything that you put down, like anything you can make sound or anything that you can contribute to the sound. So whether you're doing it yourself, making it yourself, okay, or maybe whether you're just saying, hey, Matt, hey, man, I saw you in the comments and I need you to help me out. I know you play guitar, man. I'm just saying, I'm using you for an example. Matt, I know you play guitar, man. Look, hey, dude, I need to get with you and I need you to help me record these guitar parts for the song, Resources, outsource. Please outsource for resources. So if you know somebody that's in your unit or somebody that's around you and you got an idea, say, man, I got an idea. I can hum it, but I can't play it. Hum that thing. I'm always into jazz greats, and I know I feel like I'm talking. I'm not even looking at the comments anymore. I'm way off track. Let me go back to what I was reading. Yeah, plugins, yeah. Right on, you agree. Yes, agree. 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. You can spend and waste. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I read that already. So I did read all the plugins. Right on. Agreed 100%. You got to outsource. And I'm getting ready to do more outsourcing myself because I'm like, you know what? The advantage of a songwriter and a musician and an artist with money, I'll put it like that, or with resources, is that they have many writers that they can work with. They have many musicians they can work with. They have many producers they can work with. So it's hard for you to, think about doing a whole album yourself, how many songs you do, 10 songs, 11 songs, 12 songs, and you got to figure out everything by yourself. It's like, yeah, I got to record everything, I got to mix everything, I got to produce everything, I got to master everything, and I got to release everything, and I got to promote everything. So it's kind of tough to do that. So what you got to do is say, hey, man, let me get some cats that I know that, I can trust, and they cool, they rock with me, they not looking for the money right away, they know the money gonna come, but, now it might not be like that, and some people want to get compensated right away, but you might be able to find those people to say, hey, man, look, I just love creating music. Let's create something together. That's how bands were formed, and that's how people got out, and did things, working with others. You feed off each other's strengths. Dang, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something earlier. I was talking about talking too much, and there was something I was going to talk about. Well, anyway, it must not be meant for right now. But, yeah, Etkin. I hope I pronounced that right. I hate messing up people's names. Etkin, I hope that kind of hit on what you was asking. I know I went way out somewhere, left field, try to come back. But my main tips for production is, 1, I should have wrote this out. 1, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Know that your first songs that you produce might not be songs that you even like. It might be something like, I did that, it sucked, but it's all right. It's okay, it sucked, but I'll do better next time. Second of all, don't be afraid of creativity. Like, don't limit yourself to, I gotta record this way or I gotta produce this way, and that's the only way I can do it. Because, like I said, you might experience something different. You might hear a melody that might bring about something like that. If you got Cakewalk, if you got any DAW, whatever DAW, if you got a phone, just record that melody. I record so much on this. I record on this more than I do on my computer. And because it's like every time I'm going somewhere, I'm driving, I hear stuff and I'll be like, God, I don't want to forget it. So I put it down. Just like with lyrics. If you get lyrics, pull out, don't do it while you're driving. Pull out your phone, some text, text message yourself, use a note or something, write down the lyrics, or got a pen and paper somewhere in your bag, in your notebook, book bag, or whatever, write that stuff down so you don't forget it. And when you get home, then you can expand on it. And sometimes I might not touch it. I might come back to an idea, and I did it 2 years ago. And I'm like, then I come back to it, and I'll be like, oh, shoot, I need to do something with this. So that's my second tip. Third tip is, outsource. I said that already, like outsource. Like, if you got the idea, you recorded your initial idea, but you don't know how to bring it about. You got the vision, but you just don't have the provision for it. Then that's when you need to outsource. Like, definitely, excuse me, sorry, I mean to sneeze. Check with everybody in your circle and just try to figure out, hey, man, who can help me out with this? Blah, blah, blah. I don't have much money. I want to put this song out. I'm going to put you on as a writer, blah, 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 whatever. Let's do that. And then go from there, And then what's another tip? What's another tip for producing? Oh, another tip for producing is knowing, well, I didn't mean to click on that, but it's a nice frequency though. Knowing that you got a plethora of, like Matt said, you got a plethora of plugins and virtual instruments, samples that you have access to. Cakewalk has samples in it, okay? It's got little grooves. I won't go into that, but I got videos to talk about that. There's grooves in here that you can put, like, hey, I don't know how to put drum beats together. There's a groove. You can put in there. You drop it. You just drag and drop it in there. Then you can put some sounds to it, put your favorite, samples to it or whatever. But there's little MIDI grooves in here that you can use for bass, keys, drums, or whatever. So many free samples, free sounds that you can do, like, to just get you started. And then know that now, like, nowadays, music doesn't have to be complicated. It does not have to be complicated at all. All right. I picked this song, Selfish. This is Justin Timberlake, Selfish. Very simple song. I've been watching several videos talk about, okay, hey, it's not what I thought it would be. It's very simple. It's very melodic. It's very catchy. I love the song for that because it's a song, after you hear it one time, it's in your head and you're going to be singing it. And I'm singing it. It's like, so I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and, do something with it. So this is what this is. Just know that you don't have to have the instrumentation. Like, it doesn't have to be like, heck, I need a string quartet. I need a flute on this. I need a saxophone on this. And I need the timpanis, and I need, you don't need big productions on every single song that you do. Some songs might just be one instrument, piano, vocals, just piano, just guitar vocals, drums, bass, guitar, drums, bass, piano, drums, bass, guitar, piano. Any of those, less is more. Like I said, yeah, that's it. I need to put that on there. Less is more. Remember that. Bless you too, Matt. Less is more. Instrumentation. What most of these songs that you hear out, even back to, like, I don't even know what type of genres of music you all listen to. Any of the greats, Ella Fitzgerald, Nat King Cole. We can go to rock, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, any of these groups. Most of these songs started off with a guitar riff, or they started off with a chord progression, or they started off with like a little melody. And from there, they originally recorded, it might have sounded like this, y'all want to call it square. And then eventually they say, you know what, dang, next time we do this song, let's add some strings on it. Whew. Next time we do it, let's add, this on it. Whew. And now the song just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And every time you hear the song, you're like, dang, they did something different. The song Selfish, I keep going back to it. I'm sorry, because that's what this song was. That's what I'm doing. This is a cover, right? So the song Selfish, like the original version, instrumentation is 4 chords. That's pretty much today's music anyway. Most of the music's 4 chords, 4 chords, it's got a drums, it's got a little percussion loop, it's got a little sub bass, and It's kind of got like some ethereal, like kind of chord progression, and it's got vocals and background vocals, and that's pretty much it. Very simple. Live version, I heard a live version today. I've been hearing a few different live versions. Live version, whew, but they put instrumentation in that sucker. They put alternate chord changes in there. Some parts, I was like, dig, oh, shoot, shoot, oh, you went there, woo, you went there, woo, you know, and I'm thinking like, woo, this is great. When you start with a song that's so simple, it like opens up expansion. That you can take that song anywhere. Versus when the song is complicated, like, you know, and one of my favorite groups, Return to Forever, Chick Corea, you know, bless his soul, R.I.P. I love like all of that type of stuff. Like it's like, you know, look, you don't even know where the song's gonna go. It's just changing all the time, you know. But I like that type of stuff. But the only thing about that type of stuff is that when you get to performing live, you already got a complicated song. You gotta like shoot, make sure you like now you gotta try to stay up the part to make sure you nail them sections. Otherwise, people gonna be like, "Dad, you forgot that one part." If you got a song that's real simple, it's gonna make it that much easier to make it more interesting when you do it live. So, production-wise, start with something simple. Get the song out. Good thing about now, you can put songs out. DistroKid, and I'm throwing this in here. I'm not sponsored by them, anything like that. But DistroKid, if you don't know DistroKid, shoot, you could buy some. You know, I think it's less than $30 to get a year distribution license. You can distribute as many songs as you want. You can put out 5 different versions of the same song. Like this is the radio version. This is the beatbox version. This is the acoustic version. You put out the version. Like if you just got acoustic version of it, put that version out first. You know, shoot. People gonna start familiarizing with it. Then you say, I hit them with it. Then I put in some horns on the next part. Then I added some background singers on the next part. And now I put out the other version, you know, and or I put out a totally different remix. Now it's got a, you know, it's got a dub bass groove or something like that, or 2-step groove. All right. So I mean, there's a bunch of ways you can go with this thing. You know, what I love about music, what I love about production is that nobody can duplicate you. That's what I'm saying. You could duplicate tracks. You know, I could copy tracks all day, but I can't copy your personality. You can sound like somebody. You can sound similar to somebody. You can write like somebody, but it's still going to sound like you. So remember that. Like, people in the world, they need you. They need your music. You know, it's not just, you know, hey, you know, JustDaNorm is, you know, yeah, he's got, you know, no. I'm not even like that. I'm not even like, I stay humble. That's all I got to say. I stay humble. I'm learning every day. I'm making mistakes. That's what I love about music is that you get to make mistakes. You know, nobody judges you for the mistakes. They do on a gig, though. If you on a gig and you make mistakes, I mean, they will judge you then. But I'm saying, but like, you know, when you're doing your own music, you put out your stuff, nobody can tell you like, dude, you know, hey, you know, shoot. You know, you be like, dude, this is my song. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So what? I sung off on that one part. Who cares? I put the song out. And the next time I sing the song, I'm going to be on key. You know, if you want to put auto-tune on your song, put the auto-tune on there, you know. If people tell you, yeah, you can't sing for real, you had to put auto-tune on, you tell them, yeah, I know I can't sing for real. That's why I put auto-tune on it. So I'm like, this is my song, okay? Okay, shoot. People are not going, the only reason why people talk about you is because the song means something to them. You know, look, you won't talk about a song if it didn't actually hit you. You know, if a song hits you and it's memorable or you grooving with it a little bit, then that's when you're going to talk about it, you know. I don't know what I'm talking about, man. I'm way off subject now. Be yourself, Matt. Tell them. Be yourself, you know? All right. And I got to be myself and go to the bathroom. I know that true because I've been on here for 2 hours now, man. Look, I did get into mixing some of the acapella version. I am going to do another part of this. I'll probably do the next part. I'm just going to release the video itself. But, you know, let's hear what we got so far. So, you know, in case we forgot. What I was going to do with this background vocals is I was going to send that to a bus, and I was going to do some processing on that. And I was going to pan these. Now, these I'm going to pan left and right. All right. So might as well do it anyway. And then the lead vocal I will save for last. Let's hear it all together. Of course, the lead vocal is going to be drowned right now, but it's okay. Good thing about it is I can control that with my buses down here. And, yeah, let's hear it. So let's like unmute everything. One more time to listen to it. So if I get jealous, I can't help it. Oh, this is a perfect time to put in my plug, right? Can I plug in my patch? So you all can go get it. You know, hey, if you haven't got it already, get JustDaNorm in your face. I should have had it up here. Like, I don't have no caption for it, do I? No, I don't. All right, so on my website, www.justdanorm.com, yeah, you can get the plugin. And I have two variations of it now. I have the variation that's just for Cakewalk, using Cakewalk stock plugins, the Pro channel. And then I have a variation that's for Waves. So the Waves plugin, I just released that recently, so you can do that. Let's hear what this sounds like if I add that to this. Let me see. So you're going to go to Insert Audio Effects. Is that right? No, hold on. Is that right? Yeah, Insert Audio Effects. And let's go to Waves, and we're looking for the, what is it called? Where is it at? God, there's too many plugins on here. I'm like, I swear. I'm going to take some of these plugins off and hide some of them. I'm looking for the, what is it called? Yeah, I'm going to be like, dang, you can't even find it yourself. I'm like, shoot, because I forgot what it's called. Oh, you know what? Hold on. It might be up here. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me go back. Sort category. Let's do this. Insert audio effects. And was it under vocals? Tools, vocals. I think it's under vocals. Nope. Uncategorized. I'm looking for the studio rack. There it is. Like, I couldn't remember what it was called. Studio rack. Dang, I'm tripping, man. I'm tripping. Like whoever else is on here, I'm tripping. I forgot. I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, so you go here and let me see if the preset is still on here. I forgot where I found it at. Down here. Local. Okay, there it is. So go to A where it says full reset, go to local and in your face. So once you get it, it's called in your face. All right. And anxious to see how it's gonna sound. Hope it don't freeze up my computer. So it's like, all right, so I do have some macro on here, so you can just input and gain level. And then there's a bunch of plugins on here. So this is for if you have the HEQ or Vox MV2 CLA 76 MGM channel strip, the sibilance and parallel split. All right. I don't know what this is going to sound like, but I'm going to tell you it's probably going to be hot. So I'm going to bring this gain down some. So let's listen to it. So if I get jealous, I can't help it. I want every bit of you. I guess I'm selfish. It's bad for my mental, but I can't fight it when you're out looking like you do, but you can't hide it. No. Okay, so pretty cool. There probably some things that I would just, like I say, anytime that you get any type of plug-in or vocal preset, just know you still got to do a little tweaking to it. It don't mean it's going to be perfect for every song. Like I can tell the delay is a little slower than I wanted to react. I would go through just that. The sibilance, I'm still hearing some of this. Okay, so I would go through and adjust that. But check the plugin out. I'll bypass that one. Or you can get the Cakewalk version of it, which is on the Pro channel. You basically go here, leave vocal, and then go to folder where it says untitled, and then vocal in your face. Now this one is dry. Everything's good, Jeremiah. Cool, good to see you, man. You just came at the very tip of it. I'm gonna get off in like 2 seconds because I was supposed to order pizza like an hour ago and I didn't do it yet. This version has a little bit more grit on it, and this one is dry, so it doesn't have the reverb on it. It's still pretty much the same Sonically, I try to get it the waves as close to as possible because I'm still working on waves to really get it. I'm so used to Cakewalk, so.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it. I want every bit of you. I guess I'm selfish. It's bad for my mental, but I can't fight it when you're out looking like you do, but you can't hide it. No.
All right, so it's very gritty in your face. It's very bright. Well, at least it sounds bright on these headphones. I don't know how it sounds to you all, but these headphones sounds bright, which is cool. Like I said, once again, I would go through on this and I would address some of the sibilants, right? Sibilants is different because every time I sing, like I'm talking now, I can hear the sibilants when I'm talking, but every time that I sing, yeah, it's bright. It's very bright. It's very bright, very bright, very bright. Yeah, so, which is cool. But when I created this in your face, it was based off of a rap song that was sent to me. I can't remember the guy's name now. That's a shame. But anyway, he sent me this song. You know, I don't know what kind of I meant to ask him what kind of mic he used, but when I put it with him, it was great for rap vocals. It still works for this. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, there's just some things that you probably, like I said, you tame some of those highs. Because I have on the VX64 vocal strip, I have extra highs added to it, so I can probably bring that down some. And then the sibilants, I have it right around 7 kilohertz. So I probably would bring that up more, the depth up more, and then that would definitely.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it. I want every bit of you. I guess I'm selfish.
Yeah, so that sounds a little bit more tamed. But like I said, it's a vocal preset. It's $10. You know, if you feel like you want to go ahead and get it, if you haven't got it, you know, go ahead and get it. You know, so like I said, you can still tweak it. This is just a foundation for you to get, you know, a decent sound out of your vocal. It's probably going to sound better on your end than it will on mine because this is a cheap microphone. So I'm like, this is a $10 microphone. I use it, but I use it on this. So yeah. Yeah. Anyway, you all, thank you for, you know, tuning in. It's been a privilege to be here and talk about a whole bunch of different things. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. JustDaNorm. Hey, tonight you're going to see a video about my van. It has nothing to do with music. I released it anyway because I was so excited about my minivan that I had some trouble with the key fob, and I was like, dude, I got to make a video about this. So I made a video. It's going to release like tonight. I don't know, like 9:30 or something like that. So don't worry about it. Don't get discouraged. Like, dude, what the heck is this dude putting out? Putting out random videos. Every now and then I put out random videos. But anyway, I love you all. Subscribe to the channel. Click notification bell so you're notified every time I post new content. I'm going to get back on the schedule. All right, you all be safe. Enjoy your Sunday, if it's still Sunday, or your Monday. All right, take care. Peace.